Hey guys, how you all doing? So today we're going to be acid etching. It's going to be a full tutorial on how I acid etch the blades. This is one of the Black Dog number 6s, and we're going to clean it up with a little bit of acetone. Gloves are on. We don't want to get any fingerprints on this at all, because even the oil from your fingers can act as a resist to stop the etching process. Now what we're going to use is, the best thing I've found is one of these. It's a little paint marker with a very fine tip on it. Okay, and this is the best thing I've found for as a resist to mark on the metal, to like the initial marking of the metal. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do flames today, so it's just going to be freehand drawn flames and see how we get on. So this is going to be the side with the logo, and I know the logo is going to be sitting here, so ideally I don't want to be going over that section there, so I'm going to be careful to keep that in mind and scratch that. The reason I'm not doing the logo now is because this is going to be acid etched twice, and if I do the logo now it can muddy up the crispness of the logo once it's been etched, like I say, twice. So anyway, here we go. Now these things you got to shake a little bit, get the juices flowing, and every now and again you're going to have to dab it down to get the paint flowing again. So if you're going to do that, dab it close to the edge where it's not going to matter too much. If you do get a big glob of it, it's not going to be where you want to find detail. So let's get on with it. Now the scales are coming down across here, so I don't want to go too close to them either. So we're just going to draw a little bit of flames here. Now obviously you can design anything you want, you know, trees, animals, winning lottery numbers, you name it. Right, down to the tip there, let's add a few little extra embellishments. And there we have the white lines. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use nail varnish to fill in basically the big expanses here, rather than going over it with a white marker, because if I show you this, it doesn't give you excellent coverage. If you can see here, where I've gone over it a couple of times, you still get like dips in the resist, which will allow the acid to etch, which of course is not ideal. So if I had gone over all this, it would end up looking quite kind of scratchy. So I'm going to take the nail varnish and fill these bits in. Now I want a few little scratchy bits, so I'm not going to go right up to the lines with all these, but every bit of metal that I don't want getting etched is getting covered. I've got like a little artist paintbrush here. So I'm getting nice and fine without getting it too gloopy. There you go. That's all covered now, and I'm going to do the other side and get back to you. Right, just finishing up this side here. So, got that side, and we've got that side. Trying to make it as equal as possible. So, it looks like we can add a couple of little touches here and here, which is what I'm going to do now. A bit more down the tip, I think. Just a little bit. Perfect. Right, let's let this dry and we'll take it outside. Here we go. This is the dirty part, into the acid. Now this is ferric chloride. You don't want to get this stuff on you or on your clothes or anything like that. It will stain. But just give that a little dilt. And in it goes. And we will leave that in there. I want a nice deep etch on this, so we're going to leave that in there for 20 minutes. Then I'm going to rinse it off. 20, rinse, 20, rinse. So an hour in total, and that should give us a nice deep etch. Last rinse. Like I say, it's been in and out 3 times now. Give it a little dry off. And the first thing I'm going to do, the very first thing I'm going to do after an acid wash, is give it a rub down with bicarbonate of soda and kitchen towel. What that does is that neutralises the acid and stops it eating into the metal anymore. Kind of, it stops the process. Right, okay, here we go. Time for the cleanup. This was the stuff I used to rub down the blade. Alright, so kitchen roll, acetone. Let's do this. Again, you don't want to be breathing that stuff in. It's kind of naughty. What I've done now is I've swapped to white spirit for the paint marker. Okay, the acetone gets off the nail varnish and the white spirit gets off the paint marker. So 2 solvents doing 2 different things. And now we can see how it's all starting to take shape. Right, there we go. That's all the paint gone. Now all you can see is the exposed steel, and that's what we got going on with the design. So my next step now is to etch the logo. And I'm going to etch that nice and deep, and then we'll come back for the second round of acid etching. Right, so here we go, all logoed up now. You can kind of get a good idea how things are going to look. There we go. Now, it actually looks pretty sweet right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out to the acid again. Give it a few more dips. Be a little bit less this time, because I don't want to be etching too far into it. So this will be 3 by 10 minute dips, and this is O1 tool steel. So if you're using D2 or a stainless or well, any other steel but O1, you're going to need to adjust your times. Like 52100, for example, has a higher chromium content, so you'd have to adjust your times there. All right. So yeah, 3 by 10, and then I'm going to bring it back in, give it another wash off with bicarbonate of soda, and then I'll show you the final stage. And this is where you get to see if all your hard work has paid off. So I've got some fine wire wool here, a bit of WD-40. And we're just going to give this a scrub down. Right. That's that. So, gloves off. White spirit to give it a little clean up, and then final step is a nice coat of oil.